every morning, I got money on my mind. Wake up every morning, I got money on my mind. Wake up every morning, I got money on my mind. Every morning, I got money on my mind.
Welcome to the crypto. We're trading every day. Listen to the time father and everything that says. You gotta know what you see. Don't be a Gary. If you want that pork master, here's the place to be. And the crypto. Welcome to the crypto. We'll make you rich. We're gonna ride that.
What's going on, guys and girls? What's up, Johnny Cool? What's up, Ruby? Anthony? Nick couldn't make it here tonight, so I wanted to jump in. He might be here, but he had some family, and I just wanted to jump on here. Appreciate it, Anthony. Been trying to tweet, trying to educate, trying to throw some trades out there. So definitely got some stuff I want to go over. Let's give a chance for a few more people to jump in here. What's up, Patrick, Maverick, JG? 5,100, then sub 3,000. What's up, Luke? So Bitcoin holding up here at the highs. What's up, Gary? Still been staying long. Bitcoin and Litecoin here. Does anybody know? Follow my Twitter, Discord, Patreon. Neo looks a little bit tasty here, I think. Hey, Jet, Bud Time. So I still like the way some of these look, so I guess we're going to head a little bit higher. So let's go over a few things here. In front of us is the Bitcoin 30-minute. The buys that we've had, we had the triangle I've been calling. I still think it was a triangle. I did do a video here around 38.50 that I thought the E-wave low was in. We haven't exploded. We did have a nice rally off of there. Now trading sideways at this 39.50 to 4,020 or so. You can see here on the long shorts, we're not at elevated levels. I think we can support still higher. So I'm still going to go with that. Let's look at, this is the Bitcoin 3-month that we've been following off the software. You can see we've had good buys on the pullbacks based on mostly the technometer and the OP and price diverging. We are up here at 48 on the technometer. If you can see that here. Over here is 47.79. 50 is overbought. I am impressed. So that is the most overbought we've been able to get here on this chart for the last 3 months. And so far so good. We haven't fallen off. The OP is somewhat supporting the rally, so I don't see anything really drastic there. Bitcoin USD, let me look at that real quick. That one's not quite as good. Let me look at one more here. Bitcoin USD is a little more overbought, so make you a little more hesitant. We're at 51 on the technometer, and the OP is acting pretty well. So again, we still could slow up here and not accelerate, but I think you got to stay with them. Another thing I wanted to look at here is, let's bring up a couple more Bitcoin charts. This is kind of the count that I've had. It breaks down pretty nicely on a 1-2, and really we could be doing a 5-wave advance here, which is how I've been marking it. I also tweeted this. This is a little more interesting chart where since the lows, if you do Elliott wave, we could have done a 1-2, 1-2, and then we're getting ready to explode here. We have worked a little bit higher since I had said that, so you know, if we do explode higher here, I think this could be a really bullish count. So I don't want to say I'm that bullish and looking for 6,500, but I think it's something we want to be aware of, especially if we rally here on big volume. So I think that's something to look at. Now let's go back to Litecoin. Hold on a second. I just tweeted this as well a little bit ago. You've got red line at the bottom is Litecoin shorts. Continuing, everyone's continuing to short this. Clifford Nick is just with family. He was kind of on his way down and had to switch it up. So I told him I'd go live by myself. So that's all it is. Nick's over, probably right now he's over in the Discord, I'm guessing, in the Patreon. So he's in there a lot with some shorter term trades. So our intent's to be here tomorrow night, him and I. But I thought I had enough to talk about. I wanted to jump on here. So once again, I mean, Litecoin, I've been keeping this 5-wave count alive, which looks still higher to me. And with the shorts here accelerating, I mean, it looks like it keeps supporting higher prices. The green line is long positions. They're not getting out of hand either. So I think that's interesting here. And then if we go to our software, it's kept us in these things. You can see here technometers at 45, which is basically neutral. There's nothing wrong with the OP, with the volume behind this rally. So I just don't have a sell signal with the software on Litecoin. So I got to stay with it. We're making higher highs, higher lows. This is Litecoin USD, 43.72. Again, neutral. Volume here isn't quite as supportive. So, you know, I think you could trail a stop. I mentioned here at 57.33, I thought things maybe could slow up. We got close to overbought. So, you know, we're a little higher from there. I know I told Jet, a few people maybe could take 20% off if you were worried. So far, we're still holding that level. So, again, I don't think there's any reason to be concerned yet. If you want to zoom in here, maybe, I mean, if you're worried about longs, I think a 56.50 would be extremely discouraging here. That'd be starting to overlap some of these highs back here. So that'd probably discourage me. And then I want to go over NEO. NEO, if you zoom in, I think this is some type of low here. And again, I do Elliott wave theory on the top of my Wyckoff. I'll show you the Wyckoff because this here looks important for a low at 850. 855, I think it was 856. So I like the way it looks like a 5-wave. That looks pretty clean to me. And an ABC pullback. I have had a couple buys here around 932 or so. Slight profits. But I like this one if it firms up. And I guess short term, I'd hate to see this 918 giveaway. So, you know, if you're short term trading, I'd hate to see that giveaway. But if you look at, let me see what I got here. Because again, this could be a 1-2, 1-2. This could get really exciting here. Or we could run up here to $11 and peter out. But I think NEO could still work higher. XRP, I had shown the software on XRP also was a little friendly. And we're just sitting here. This is definitely not one of my favorite coins. But we had some selling on the OP while the technometer had just came off of oversold. So I think that one looks interesting here. This is a Neo chart that I showed from the software. Volume coming down here at the bottom, you can see, while the price held what I think is an important E-wave low or a wave 4 or maybe a 1-2. So I just like the action there on Neo if that 918 holds. I also want to show something. Kerry has asked Thomas Lee to get on interview with us, so we think that's going to happen. So he had tweeted a couple days ago, and I retweeted it, that the emerging markets had a shitty year last year, which he thinks hurt the cryptos, and they've started this year out pretty well. And with low interest rates, probably keeps working higher, and with the US dollar no longer surging. So I kind of agree with that. I think the dollar's turning down, as you know. That's been my thoughts, and I think stock market trend is still higher and probably higher on the emerging markets, which he's saying will make Bitcoin go much higher. But we're hoping to talk to him. I think it is in a couple weeks. Nick and I are going to try to get him live on the show if we can. 1st of April. Let me see if there's anything else here. That was my Litecoin. Nick doing a couple of videos at home. A little bit of Big Beezy. Guess he's back now. He quit for a couple days. So what else do you want to go over here? I want to quickly go over ADA. ADA USDT. I know there's some people out there with this one. We got a few small positions. It is back at the highs here. I know a lot of people trying to throw some Wyckoff on this. This could be a selling climax. Secondary test. These could be some springs. We could be working on a sign of strength here, but we got to jump over this 0.054 level. So if Bitcoin obviously heats up here, I think we'll get that done. So ADA may be trying to finally come alive. All right, Johnny's on here. We're going to throw up EOS USD. That's one we kind of thought maybe it was doing a triangle here, which I'm going to say has already completed. So I think EOS can continue higher. And then KMD is one I mentioned on a couple shows back. It had a run that I did not catch. Quick spike to 150. I really thought it'd hold those gains better. So we're sitting here at 110. Bought a few positions at 92, 93. So I would think that one could still work higher, as well as quite a few of these coins. BAT slowed up, as I had kind of mentioned. I thought it might, having trouble here at this 19-cent level. As long as it holds the 18 cents, I think that's the level I gave kind of as a stop. That one could still be okay. BNB, BTC holding at high levels. Looking like a high-level pork blaster. We're going to give that. Yes, we're still doing pork blasters here. So what else we got here? I'm going to go over a couple of stocks here. This is the TLT, which again is interest rates. Let's go back to a 9-month. I'd given the buy down here on my weekly free weekend review at wyckoffsmi.com and said I thought this was a backup. Anybody knows Wyckoff knows that's the backup to a creek. We jumped it here. This looks like some big buying from people knowing what the Fed was going to do. Then we've had the ABC pullback. And we came off of here quickly. And down here at the bottom, I have it marked in the red circle. We went from somewhat overbought here. And in like 5 days, we went from overbought to oversold. We're at 37 and a quarter. Those are levels that normally pick a low in the TLT. And we've had a nice rally and a little ABC pullback and a lower opening today and a good close. So I think TLT is going to rock and roll the upside. So where the economy is shitty or whatever. I think there's upside in the TLT. That could be from the stocks turning down, could be a run for bonds, or they could go up together. But I like TLT here. Then let's look at GDX, gold miners. I've had a few trades in there. We're still oversold here. I still like this as well. This level I think is important down here at this 2150 level. I don't have many long positions. I am long a few gold mutual funds. I might try buying this the next day or two if we can turn it around. And then what else are we going to look at? I had a good trade in Shopify for pro traders and also our Discord. Pro traders is 50 a month. Discord is 30 a month. So I had a buy here at 187 and change this day. And I sold today around 204.60 after the gap higher and then a little bit of weakness. So I took about a $17 profit. The thing is, the technometer's down here at 37. The most oversold Shopify's been on this whole up move. So I think Shopify is still heading higher. I think this is a long-term big gainer. I like their business model. A few other reasons I've talked about, but Shopify I think is a good hold here if you don't mind some risk and wanted a growth stock. So I'd stay with that one. One more here, UUP, relevant to cryptos. This is the long dollar ETF. We're at 52 over here. We're finally overbought, but we're down here with 5 waves off the highs. So again, I would love to see some type of rally here for 2 or 3 days. I think you want to be short here. This is a market I think is going to roll over in a big way. We gave away the uptrend. We've kissed the underside of it, and I think we're going to start a markdown. So if this is the case, then cryptos are good to go, because if this market rolls over in a big way, cryptos are going to heat up in a big way, I think. Tree Man says we're going down in April. Dustin, I've not done Zen. Here's Zen USD down 3.7%. That one's not going to work. Let's do, here's Zen BTC. I mean, I think some people have been calling that a cup and handle. I'll do ONT next, General Elite. So, you know, I thought some of these alts would start to come alive, kind of popcorn up with Bitcoin and Litecoin, Ethereum, and these looking good. So that's kind of what's happened. Some of them are starting to come alive. Let's hope they can continue that. And then let's do ONT USD. Same type of thing, cup and handle. You can call that also, a lot of stuff is from Wyckoff from 1930s, 1920s. I mean, definitely some resistance here. We jumped it, we pulled back to it, and now we're ready for markup. So ONT looking way better. Good action here from February 25th to now. XLM, another one of those, came alive a little bit. I know Nick's trading some of these shorter term. I'm really not, because I just don't want to miss some rallies here. I'm afraid some of these things, if you're not looking, could still work higher. So, what's up, Spackman? Nick's not here today. He'll be back tomorrow. So XLM, talked about this being extremely weak and doing a little bit better here. This is one that kind of bothers me. I'd want to see continued strength here. Definitely this weakness down to C was pretty dramatic weakness. And the rally's been okay, but it's had some good news and hasn't rallied too much. So let's just see what happens there. Digibyte BTC, let's go over that now. We got Josiah in here, so we're going to look over. I mean, this same type of thing here. I said some of these would popcorn higher. So this one we talked about not being too strong recently, but now it definitely came alive. We had the nice big green bar, and we've had a nice ABC pullback back to previous resistance. So that's one that I think this could all be accumulation, so this one could surprise us as well here and keep working higher. So shout out to DigiByte trying to make a move here. So Bitcoin still 4,012, nothing going on. NEO 937. Let's go back to NEO. Like I said, I really like this chart, especially if we can move it higher here. I think you probably could add on even on strength here. Here's VET USD. Let's go back to the 2 hour. Hold on 1 second, guys. Gotta hit somebody up here real quick. I mean, there's VeChain. Really been an underperformer, but once again, I mean, some of these coins start out slow. Maybe they're going to try to finally come alive here. This was a decent move. I mean, a little bit of volume coming in here on the upside. Once again, a little bit of volume here. So some of these could dig in and keep working higher. So let's hope they keep taking out resistance. The Bitcoin can do its thing here, and Litecoin, maybe these others will get drug along. Again, some of these aren't that exciting, but they look good if you just sit and looking at them by yourself. What's up, Gary? Gary, let me see, because we've got, I guess I had my picture in the way there. Sorry, guys, I haven't been doing this show here by myself for a while, so might have been covering up some decent action there. So what else we got here? Gary gave us the KBC. That thing is, he gave it to us at 0.030. We're at 0.033, up about 6% today. That was his pork banger, 10 banger. So we'll see if KBC does the thing. Shout out to Gary O'Connell. It's like 2 in the morning, go to bed, man. JG, I don't know if I have a lot of favorite long shots. I don't do a lot of small caps. Nick's in a few more of those. So maybe get more of his idea tomorrow night. I'm still mostly in the bigger caps. And, you know, in the past we've talked about Zen and DigiByte, Decred. Some of those I still like. I like BNB. Just some of the usual names. What's up, Taj? Tick Tick, Robots Not. What up? Cater Pie, Butterfree, what's going on? So let me see. That's pretty well wraps up all my notes. Like I say, on software, I mean, we're still, Bitcoin's getting close to overbought. Litecoin is not. NEO neutral. Ripple still looks halfway decent. So I think we try to look for higher prices. And, you know, we could overlap here, rally slowly. That would bother me. But let's see if we can get above this 40.57. We need about $40 higher, maybe get more exciting. If we take out 4,200, I'm sure we're going to get really exciting. So Litecoin's been a little slower here, but we've had a spring and an uptrend. We had another buy off this triangle here. So 4 or 5, we've had 6 buys on Litecoin. They've all worked perfect. And once again, 56.50, I guess short term would bother me if you're short term trading. But, you know, if obviously it's, are we headed down below 3,000 again, or are we headed to above 20,000? It's going to matter the way you trade here. What's up, K. Archie? Well, you're right. Ripple's a sleeper. I just saw a news article that they've got a lot of bots there. I mean, the software was giving good buys and sells on this thing when it was up there in the 50s, 60s. It's been really quiet. But I do have, I did have the same thing. I got the volume there going to new lows while price wasn't. We've been oversold. So I'd probably be long here, but I don't want to see these 30-cent levels, 31-cent levels really give away. So we don't have a lot of room here. We need to move higher as we speak. Let me throw a quick disclaimer in here. I did get audited Thursday. Black Bay Group. Obviously, the big Beezy and some of his cronies got me audited, but no big deal. I'm clean. I don't do any fraud versus a lot of YouTube people. So let me throw a disclaimer real quick. I'll be right back.
There is a high degree of risk involved in trading cryptocurrencies. Our thoughts and ideas are for entertainment purposes only. Please consult your personal advisor or do your own research. Past results are not indicative of future returns.
What up, what up, what up? All right, what else are we going to do? That's it. Quick 30 minutes. Gold and silver, I think maybe still higher, but I wish they would dig out of here. So, all right, we're going to do, here's AION USD, 2 hour. Same type of thing, not a great looking chart to me, but definitely a selling climax over here, automatic rally, secondary test, up thrust, some trading range, volume slows up, and then now we're bringing some volume in off the low. So we got some work ahead of us, but once again, some of these alts could be trying to dig out of here. Gary, hopefully your girl didn't smarten up and get rid of you. If she's watching this, she's going to slap the shit out of you. And we're going to go to, here's Raven BTC. That's one, we talked about this rally, and this was previous fourth wave support. I know I gave that area of support. So now we're, came back and tested the highs. I would think Raven continues higher. All right, Overstock. That is one. You know what? This is one I forgot to get on today. Let's look at Overstock real quick. I think we talked about this live because this was the giveaway buy here. We had oversold technometer and we had some good selling coming in. And really it was the same area. The preliminary support caught the decline in 17. Then we had bad earnings. Opened lower yesterday, closed higher. And then today, no volume and no action. So I really think Overstock can be bought here. Maybe it's not going to rock and roll the upside, but I think that one's been sold out. I like there's a Patrick there. I like him. I like what he's trying to do. If you like cryptos, I think you got to throw a little bit of money in here. And like I said, I think this 17 level has been support. We might try to rock through that again, but I don't think you can go wrong being long that one right now. Xilinx is still holding it down. Right back to the highs. I know I said this one was just once been strong. We did have a buy at much higher levels, 118, we're 127. So technometer did give us that. Most oversold had been in. Clear back to here. So again, that's why I'm telling you the software helps, especially if you can go through hundreds of stocks, because you had a sell off here in volume with a little bit of price, and it gave you a buy perfectly the day of the low. Patrick, I don't think we can thrive with 1,000 coins. I think there's going to be a lot go to zero, but I think that's being sorted out as we speak. Some of the coins that can't rally here, once we have a good correction again, they're going to drop off pretty heavy. And the coins that are showing strength there are the ones that's going to survive or at least have another bull run before they start to die. Litecoin 59.29. Wouldn't take much to get that one. If we go in short term on that, I know in our Discord, Nick had a stop at 58.50, got stopped out here. The thing was, from this rally here, kind of looks like we had an ABC down, ABC up, and this could be 5 ways to the downside that didn't make new lows here. So I think the 58 level is important here, and I'm still long and expecting it to go higher. My last buy was at 54.90 or so when we had this big wick up, big wick down. I came live when I was home getting ready for the auditors. Thought that that was probably a pretty good low. So far that's worked. So all buys have worked. You can trail stops if you want, or you can hope for the long term and just salt the bag away and see if we can rock and roll here. XLM and IBM, same conference, could pump, possibly. Well, that's it. Bitcoin 40.14, nothing. There's the 5 minute. So we're going to get a bar here somewhere here, I'm guessing. There's NEO 939 almost. So we'll see how NEO does. Well, guys, that's all I got. Wanted to get on here, like I said, give an update. Nick and I are planning on tomorrow night. Nothing in concrete, but that's the plan. Hopefully an interview with Thomas Lee early April. Anybody else you want us to interview, get a hold of Carrie, kbutterfield at hotmail.com. Or no. Let me think, Carrie, you might want to give your email. kbutterfield at blackbaggroup.com. I'm having a brain fart, so. Welcome, everybody. Thanks for supporting. We're going to be here and ride this thing right back up to new highs. So peace out, and see you tomorrow night.
Good afternoon. My name is Richard D. Wyckoff. Anyone who is interested in the stock, option, or commodity markets is most likely to find my life and teachings to be of great interest and value. I was born November 2nd, 1873. At the age of 15, I had my first job as a stock runner on Wall Street, and by age 25, I had opened my first brokerage firm. I was one of the pioneers in the study of the tape and included volume studies in all my market operations. This volume and its intraday studies is what set me apart from the rest of the market gurus. There was a point that my buy and sell following was so big that it became a powerful part of the daily market. It was at this time that I became known as one of the titans of technical analysis. But all along, my lifelong endeavor was to pass on my accumulated wisdom to others. With that in mind, in 1907, I created the Magazine of Wall Street. At its height, the Magazine of Wall Street had over 200,000 subscribers. That's over 200,000 investors who wanted my thoughts on the current market conditions and trends. Finally, in 1931, I decided to take all my knowledge that I had learned about the stock market and create the Richard D. Wyckoff course of stock market science and technique. I was able to create something that established a new standard of practice in the public stock market operations. I did not claim any monopoly of stock market knowledge, but up to that time, no one else seemed willing to be so frank in offering to the public the most intimate knowledge of the inner workings of the stock market. The good news is that even though I created the Wyckoff stock market course back in 1931, the course has been maintained and updated throughout the years and is available to you today. Over 90 years later, my course is still available for investors and traders that want to learn the secrets to the stock market and can be found right now at wyckoffsmi.com.